was working with Eddie Kramer at the time, and he was over at A&R mixing Led Zeppelin 2 8-track on the A&R 8-track console with 2 pan pots, I think it was. So he was cutting it at several places. He cut it with Dave Crawford and all that, and Dave had done a really good job on it. And he brings it to me and says, "Can you make it hotter?" And I said, "Well, let's try." And I worked and got it hotter, and I got the job. And that record, so I'm still really pretty young doing Led Zeppelin 2, right? And I lived just several blocks from Paul Rothchild, who was a very famous producer who produced all the Doors records. Paul had a hi-fi system at his house, so I took the Led Zeppelin pressing over to his house. I still have the original test pressing from Led Zeppelin 2 in my possession. And took it over to his house and played it from beginning to end. There was no skips, no nothing, and it was fine. So I gave my approval. Eddie Kramer gave his approval. The record got mastered, went to all the radio stations, no problem. And then when it got issued to all the general public, it turns out that because it was so hot, people with really cheap turntables, like Ahmet Ertegun's daughter, it would skip. And so Ahmet hears this and freaks out and has Atlantic Studio recut it from our EQ'd master. They cut all the bass out of it so that it wouldn't skip, and compressed it, and the thing sounded real puny and So to this day, the first edition of Led Zeppelin 2 records are real collector's items. I learned a lesson from that, and that when a producer says that, cut it hot, I don't care what happens, keep doing it.